You are right. There's no sound. Is there sound now? After I just sat here talking to myself for 5 minutes. Okay, let's try this again. Good morning. Again. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? You didn't miss much. I've just been talking to myself. Trying to figure out where I put stuff. All right, let's get started. Sound, yes. Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right. Where did that just go? Okay, let me go up to the top. Okay. What is the... Oh, I put my table up so high. Hold on. There we go. Okay. What is the real energy or purpose behind the random work audit this past Wednesday? They're trying to pin one person. They're trying to pin something to one person, or they're trying to see if multiple things connect back to one person. Like if some things that were unclear were all processed by the same individual or something like that. It's one person they're trying to look at. Message from your mom. Why is that doing that? Oh, 1 second. Well, these were just like stuck under there, so maybe your mom wants one. Maybe your mom wants two. You'll never be placed in a storm you can't navigate yourself out of. The universe doesn't want you to break down. It wants you to break free. Sometimes we have to give it a go without a solid support system. Just you, the universe, and a vision only you can see. That's still enough. Carry on. She's giving you the green light on something. I didn't realize until it was too late that time was my most valuable gift. Oh, she's giving you the green light and the push. She's like, green light, go right now. Take some kind of action or confirming some kind of action. Well, my plan to create a local barter trade only Facebook group laid the foundation for creating an alternative local barter trade community. I mean, we do have 2 4s, and 4 is foundation, but there's something that needs to be relooked at here in order to balance out the foundation being even. If you build a house and 2 sides of the foundation are higher up than the other 2, even if they're both like in the ground good or whatever, it's still not even. So I feel like there's a need to get other people on board with it more so than they are, or find a way to re-navigate that part of it. Like, you're almost there, but there's more work needed, like in terms of planning. Any messages about romance? Right now, you're meant to be pouring into you. There, I feel like, is this piece of perspective regarding, well, people are just going to leave anyway, or almost like other things have made you feel like you're not worth sticking around for. And maybe this is subconscious, but it feels like if you attract a partner right now, you're attracting someone who's going to show you that belief is not true. And your spirit team's like, no, we don't really want another lesson right now. Let's just hold off. So looking at that part of your perspective. Message from my guides. I feel like there's a need to get really more clear about something related to money. This kind of gives me the energy of if things shift a little bit, there's wiggle room, or there's less stress, or there's some kind of good in between the shifting around of something financial. Why was else so negative and dominating towards me? Not sure what I was meant to do. I feel like this was a test of, are you going to keep your cool and not stress yourself out by trying to convince someone to see what they're purposefully trying to not see? It's, will you hold your boundaries, or will you try to convince someone who's clearly not seeing things from your perspective to see it from your perspective when they're showing you they don't want to see it from that perspective? I feel like you did the right thing. I feel like this was a test of you knowing the truth and not needing to be loud about it, if that makes sense. Message from my mom and a song. Number 8. And today is the 18th, right? Oh, and a clock. Look in the physical world. A location I was connected to holds residual energy. Seek the feeling, not just facts. So we're either you just were at, or just were thinking of, or maybe you're going to, or maybe there's a recent memory of somewhere that you were with her. What does she want to say about it? There's a reignition of passion available if you're able to see things from the perspective that you saw things from then. Somewhere you went with her that has some kind of recent bringing up of it. If you look at something happening now from that perspective, you find a way forward. Oh, what was the song? Tears in Heaven. And Higher by Creed. Message for Shadow. There's a need to rededicate yourself to something that was put on the back burner. I kind of feel like this is something in like environment, maybe routine, or maybe like physical environment, something you started and put it on the back burner. I feel like it keeps popping back up. There's a need to look into it. Having challenges with, oh, I forgot. Did I put this on? Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I don't know if I put this on members. 1 second, please. I did not, and I did not slow it down. That makes sense why it's going so fast. Okay. Having challenges with my negligent landlord. What are the chances I can terminate my lease early without penalty? Without penalty, I don't think so. It's kind of like they got you in a technicality. Like, yeah, I didn't do this right, but technically, it kind of feels like that. It feels like there's going to be a penalty with the King of Pentacles in reverse. There might be a way to get it less if you can kind of back them into a corner and out intellectualize them in their strategy to find a loophole. I have 3 job offers. How will things play out? You're not going to go with your first choice. I feel like you're going to go with the one that feels the most out of your comfort zone. I feel like whatever your first instinct was, that you're already like, maybe that wasn't the best instinct. Like whatever was your initial front runner isn't your front runner anymore. That's right. Like that's the right. Good job. I feel like you're going to go with the one that's more out of your comfort zone. A message I need to hear today, and who is sending it? It's interesting because I heard right away your dad and Queen of Pentacles came out in reverse, which is your mom being like, I'm just going to let him talk. I'm just going to let him talk. Okay. So maybe your guides. Maybe your guides, because that's... Okay. So your guides. What do your guides want to say? Yes, your guides. This is direct. There's something you're worrying about not being able to handle. You're going to be able to handle it. I kind of feel like this is a message from your guides. And, you know, when they do political things and they're like, this is sponsored by, I feel like it's from your guides sponsored by your parents. That message. What can I do to attract my future husband and when will it be? Seven of Wands is like, I'm playing offense, right? So like I'm putting myself out there in the world in different settings, in different environments, places I haven't been before, things I haven't done before. Like for some reason, that thing where they do painting with like, I don't know, like different kind of painting thing, like things like that, that would allow you to show yourself differently. I feel like that's how you find this person. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of time though. Something significant about 2 years. Let me go to this list. Birthday message from my mom. Birthday message. I kid you not. I picked up the deck and happy birthday is on the bottom. So that's a start. Happy birthday. She wanted to be a little direct. Tickets. The wisdom I want to pass down is you're more powerful than you've ever been told. And she would know because she has a front row seat. All I Know So Far by Pink. Go to some book that you have in your house, open to a random part, like a book that feels like, oh, this would be a book that my mom would be sending me as like a message type of thing. And open to a random page, put your finger. There's going to be another message from her. A big one for her child. One you don't see coming, but you need it to hear. One you don't expect to get in that way, I guess you could say. New member, thank you. There's nothing easy about realizing you're the one that's been holding you back this whole time. Honesty and bravery are required at this time. I feel like you took responsibility internally for something huge that's about to put the sun where the moon was. I've never said that before. Put the sun where the moon was. I focused on myself for over a decade. Insight to when romance will happen. It's here. This is kind of giving you feel like you've waited long enough, but in order to get this kind of celebration, this kind of commitment, there's more work to do when it comes to mindset around communication. So I feel like you feel like, yes, it's time. In what ways can you find to communicate in new ways with yourself? As you practice that, you'll draw in that energy. You'll make yourself ready to not attract a lesson, but a partner. I've struggled to be profitable in following Biz Kids Pub, help others book pub, and plans to consult on dissertation, what to focus on. It's like needing to follow a trail that you already identified, just slow and steady, and turn over every stone. I feel like in terms of marketing, in terms of branding or something, like there's certain stones that haven't been turned over. It's not that you're focusing in the wrong area. I feel like there's a need to go back and look at strategies that didn't work before, but with the wisdom you have now, those strategies would hit differently. There's something you were like right on the money, right next to being on the money on in terms of strategy. Let me go back to this list. Message and token from my guides. Oh, hold on. It's the phone, but it's in reverse. Whatever you're facing right now, it's just a test of, do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself to not backtrack on what you initially thought or believed or knew to be true? Don't pick up the phone for other people's projections. Do I have any serious medical conditions I need to worry about? I'm feeling terrible lately, very fatigued, always tired, losing weight. I feel like your body is communicating something to you with this. It's not just happenstance. I feel like it's more than just stress. Seven of Swords would be something's going on here. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Something that the body is going to need external help to fight. So I would say the Magician would be some kind of medical professional that would be able to figure it out. I feel like there's a need to get seen sooner rather than later. Yes. I don't think that that's like signaling a catastrophic, but I think it's like if you get it looked at, it's easier to take care of. What wound am I currently going through? Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, I have to show you all the new mat too. I think the new mat is my favorite thing that I've made. I made it for the Blueprint Codex. All right, what am I answering? What wound are you currently going through? Abandoned inner child and over-cultivated garden. So you're realizing how before you were finding a way to distract yourself away from realizing the ways in which you weren't showing up for yourself, but making excuses for it. So like, I can't show up for myself in that way today. I have laundry to do. I have to go take care of this person. So it's like now you're recognizing the ways in which that didn't happen before. So it feels like there's a need for some self-forgiveness. Birthday message from my dad. Happy birthday. You're going to notice the way I still answer your questions, even from the other side. Okay, so what's the answer? Think of a question real quick. 3, 2, 1. Okay, what's the answer to your question? Your dad wants to gift you a birthday answer. So you've thought of the question. What's the answer? Once you learn to embrace what your pain taught you, you're going to understand how you need it to be uprooted in order to leave that soil. Music of My Heart by NSYNC is the song on the back. Was last night a genuine reconnection between K and L and me? Can I trust them going forward? Yeah. Somebody besides you, like you and somebody else, was very dissatisfied in the disconnection. And it feels like that one other person was the ringleader, I guess, in like reconnection. Like it really bothered one person about the disconnection. And that person was like, we're going to reconnect. And everyone else followed suit. Feels like that. Is Andy working with my neighbors? And is he still in contact with Patty from college? Working with, not directly. Contact, yeah. There's been contact. There's been contact, but not a team effort. Contact, yes. Team effort, no. Message from my guides. Stop telling yourself you can't. You already have evidence of the contrary. There's something that you want to start building brick by brick, but you're hesitating laying the first brick. There's a need to start to lay the bricks. This is a delay, and this is not fighting against it anymore. The delay is coming from fighting against starting. The delay is only coming from a fight against getting started. Is someone from the spirit world trying to contact me? I don't know how to go about this because I feel like there is. I almost want to say this is someone who's trying to not freak you out. So yes, I'm giving an offer, but I'm not rushing you to be like, understand this, or it's not urgent. It kind of feels like a grandmother, Empress in reverse. It kind of feels like someone trying to slowly let you know of their presence. Like, hey, I'm here. Hey, it's me. Like a process of recognition. Like now that I've said grandmother, when you start to look at the signs you're getting, you'll be able to see how they correlate with that person. Because it feels like someone's coming in slowly trying to not freak you out. Like, hey, I've been here, little angel. I don't want you to run away. I don't want you to be scared. Don't want you to leave. I'm submitting my resume through my sister for a job. Will I have to interview? I haven't worked a traditional job in 10 years, which I focus on how to handle. I feel like whatever skills you have from whatever else you were doing they're going to transfer. This is like skills I have transferring in a way that I didn't necessarily think they would. So I think that any nerves, you're going to see very quickly that you're able to handle being out there in the workforce. What should you focus on? Focus on taking your time to understand what's expected of you. What's the outcome of my daughter's treatment she's going through? She has lupus. I feel like you're going into a season of maintaining something. I got this far on the journey. Now I'm maintaining. I don't really feel like there's that much progress forward right now. This kind of feels like you're going towards a season of some kind of plateau. It doesn't mean you're in the clear, but it does mean you're not going backwards. Message from my guides. Message from my guides. Where you focus is more important than you're giving it credit for. I feel like there's some bit of not wasted time, but like time that could be spent pouring into something being built. Whereas I feel like there's some bit of avoidance there. So look at where you're avoiding creativity or changes. Message from my spirit guides. Internal dialogue. Be mindful of your internal dialogue and what it's telling you that you need that you don't. I feel like it's having you hyper focus on something that is battling your mind. It's like your mind has convinced you if you stop thinking about this that something's going to fall apart. But there's a need to give your mind a break from something that it's on the hamster wheel about. Ooh, I did a reading on this. Why are multiple billionaires, including Zuckerberg, funding No King's Day? What's the nefarious undercurrent of this event? Let's see. A power move. Seeing clearly that there's not much you can do to fight back. Yeah, 5 of Swords in reverse. Yeah. A power move. A power move that they want to be on the power side of. Like when you purchase a billboard, but like on an energy level. What lesson am I learning with the bidding war on my house? Details. Slowing down and focusing on the details. And using what you have to build a bridge forward. And also what you do and how you handle yourself in a period of lack of data or like not knowing. Did my sister influence my aunt on what she should give with inheritance and why? Yes. But like in an advice way, like it didn't come off as telling someone what to do. It came off as like, here's some advice. But that advice had some selfish undercurrents to it. See how the one cup is higher than the other cups? I feel like this is the picture. Like I want my cup just a little bit higher so that the 3 falls into my cup. And then I can figure out how to give the other numbers out. Yeah, strength on the bottom. Trying to strong arm something. Message from... Shh. Can't yell right now. I'm on live, okay? Okay. Message from guides with a song. Push by Matchbox 20. There's a need to get comfortable in something that feels uncomfortable, but is stepping outside of your comfort zone in a way you might not feel ready for, but in a way that keeps popping up. You're like, oh, I'm not ready, but I keep thinking about it. I'm not ready, but I keep getting signs. The signs are trying to show you you are ready. Should I stay here because of the red flags AG showed me and wants me to stay with them for 2 days, but seems like a setup? Should you stay here? Should you stay here? Wants me away with them for 2 days. I wouldn't go away anywhere. I wouldn't go. No, I wouldn't. There's some kind of manipulation. I wouldn't go anywhere. No, I would stay, not go. Will the realtor I chose have my best interest in mind when giving me advice about selling my house? The best of their ability, yeah. Will it be the best advice ever? I don't think so. I think it would be good to do your own research above and beyond what they're telling you, because this is kind of like they'll give you to the best of their ability, but if you kind of give them a little bit more intel, it can help them give you better insight. So like mix their advice with your own research is what I'm trying to say. Romantic message. Romantic message. You're meant to be romancing yourself right now. This is... What if you did some kind of video for your collective that shows how you could do like a self date or like a self, like a... I feel like right now you'll get more out of pouring into yourself in a way that engages with the collective. And I feel like that's necessary right now. It's only temporary, but necessary right now. Anything good on my way? Something you've been emotionally, something that's been costing emotional tax is going to start to ease up in an unexpected way. So it doesn't feel like anything huge. It just feels like you kind of start to realize, oh, wow, I'm not that stressed about that anymore. 5 in reverse. So within the next 5 weeks. I feel like there's a fresh buyer and I am possibly feeling pressured by my own doing to accept from current bidders. Am I right? And will they show up when I've learned this? I feel there is a fresh buyer. I want to say I don't feel like that's guaranteed. Maybe up in the air, but I don't feel like it's solidified yet. I'm feeling pressured by my own doing to accept from current bidders. Am I right? Can you expand that view? Maybe it's not pressured by your own doing. Maybe it's your intuition guiding you in that direction. And will they show up when I've learned this? Are you meant to accept from a current bidder? I feel like you are. I feel like that's your intuition, not your anxiety. Will Jonathan and Riley get back into a relationship? I feel like right now they're going different directions and someone was forced to choose themselves. That could loop back around, but it doesn't look promising at the moment. When is the best time to sell my house? A lot of people selling their house. Interesting. Because 2025 is 5 is change. That makes sense. When's the best time to sell my house? I feel like you're waiting for something to mature. Like if this is something you're looking to do sooner rather than later, whenever the next jump is it's a noticeable jump in something in terms of the market, that's when. Within 5 months of that. Waiting for the next or whenever you're like, okay, now's the time, you're waiting. Essentially the sign from spirit is that jump. That's like, okay, this is your tell that the time is best for you now. Who is my spirit guide, and is there a sign symbol for me to know when they are around? A keyhole. So a key or a doorknob. Feminine energy. Do you have like an ant in spirit? This is giving ant vibes. Or like kind of feels like someone who's been with you since like inner teen years. This is someone who's trying to teach you to see the value in yourself by showing you the key's always been in your hand. Oh, let me go to this list. Oh, there's a lot. New member, thank you. Welcome back. You've had enough lessons. You've overcome so much. You've believed when it was hard to. You've pushed through it all. Now it's your turn to receive in a major way, which requires you to be in receive mode, not overgive mode. So make sure that that's happening. And you sent that at 11:11 a.m. and your thing is 11:11. That's cool. Insight to DM's take on me and actions, friends. Insights to DM's take on you. Intrigue. I'm intrigued by you. I feel like there's some bit of a mismatch here because Eight of Pentacles is commitment in reverse. I feel like this is like I'm intrigued by your mind or your confidence or your aura or something like that. Friends, I would say yeah. Message to my son from his father to let him know he is with him through his addictions and what he would say to him if he was here with a token. A hammer. The tool is in your hands. It's going to be hard work. You're going to have to build it brick by brick, board by board, and you're going to have to make sure that each one is secured tightly because you're trying to build this house in the middle of a storm, but you haven't quit yet, so why would you now? King of Wands, King of Action. Look, that's the hammer. Choice and connection. I'm with you every single step of the way. Just keep choosing to not put down the hammer. Imagine that the hammer is glued to your hand and that he's the one who glued it there. P.S. I am so proud of you. You don't hear it enough, but I need you to know I'm proud of you. I see how far you've come, even when you don't. I see the way you keep going, even when it's hard. I see your strength in quiet moments and the choices no one else notices. You have made it through so much and you're still standing. You're doing better than you think, and I am so incredibly proud of you. Well, that was direct. My Best Friend by Tim McGraw. Also direct. And time frame is dinner time. It's kind of giving Save You a Seat by Alex Warren. Just remember that whenever he feels like the hammer is too heavy and he needs to put it down, it's glued to his hand. He can't put it down, but his dad will stand there and hold his hand up for him. My BFF wants to know when she's getting a reliable car. These are positive, yes, but I feel like it's going to be a minute because this is like saving up, or this is like needing to establish a rainy day fund or something like that. When she's able to maybe save up a couple months of it more than she already has, it's like when you show you can be trusted with what you have, the universe provides more. That kind of thing is what's coming through. So it's there, it's in the cards. I feel like the timing is up to what's that word? Importance on savings. That's not the word I was looking for, but I can't find the other word. Focus on savings. What specific ways of self-communication should I work on, and what's ways I've already improved on for attracting romance? Befriending yourself. It has a lot to do with family. Identifying where and when your communication style with your family is a lot different than your communication style with other people because they've made it be that way. They've made that like walking on eggshells type thing, right? So this is like, where is that running on autopilot that you're not realizing it? And how could that potentially translate into a relationship? Because it's the way that you're talking to yourself. So in what ways are you talking to yourself in the way that you would talk to your family, but like not in a good way? Does that make sense? Page of Swords in reverse on the bottom, communication. 2 more and then back to the other list. Am I guided by Archangel Michael, and should I visit Mount Shasta? I've heard of that. I feel like these two are connected for you. Like you're feeling this angel plus this mountain, and maybe that's why you're asking. I feel like this is saying at this time that's not necessarily meant to be at the forefront. There's something. Are you planning that travel because you're avoiding something else? Or are you thinking that going there is going to be like okay, now I'm ready for this? I feel like that is why this is coming out this way. Like, don't wait for a marker to start a new chapter, is how I want to word that. So are you connected to Archangel Michael? Queen of Swords in reverse to me here is like you're not getting the answer from him, although you feel connected to him, because the answer that you would receive makes you feel like you have to have more figured out than you do. Does that make sense? So do you have to go there? You can, but don't wait to go there to start a new chapter. I feel like he's already trying to guide you toward a new chapter. All right, last one, then back to the other list. What did they find in that audit? Like, does it point to me? Oh, what is their energy towards me? What do I need to do to keep my job secure? Okay, so first, was the person in the audit, was that person they were looking at you? No. What did they find? They found someone trying to cover for a mistake. You know when you do one oops and then you have to do 5 more oops to cover up the fact of the first oops? It's like that. Does it point to you? No. What is their energy towards you? That you keep to yourself, but that you know what you're doing in terms of data. You're a problem solver, or you deal with a lot of problems, one or the other. What do you need to do to keep your job secure? Communicate and not hold on to anything. If you have a question, ask. If you're unsure about something, ask. That way, later, if they're like, oh, well, this wasn't right, you can say, well, I asked, and that's what you told me to do. Just maybe not over communicate, but sufficient communication. All right, back to this list. It moved. Hold on. No, because there's zebra at 11:11. 1 second. Now I gotta find a new person. Hold on 1 second. I submitted an application to be a full-time employee at my sister's workplace. How will this play out? That looks positive. It may take a minute to get the full-time thing, because this is like maybe you don't start full-time, but there is an eventual victory when things are balanced out. That looks positive. This may take some time. My online sales have decreased dramatically. Do I need to pivot to another online platform or different inventory or both? Platform. Page of Pentacles, multi-platform, 5-pointed star. Can you expand onto multiple platforms, not change platforms, but multi-platforms? But there is action needed. I don't think it's your inventory, though. I think the expanding to different settings. Can you see anything happening with my son Daniel and his health and his financial future? And of course, anything your doggy, little boy, and dad. Anything happening with your son Daniel and his health and financial future? Health, 7 of Swords in reverse, is something improving. Financial future, Queen of Pentacles, is something improving, or something being diligently worked on until it improves. I do think Justice in reverse, he's like up against some kind of challenge, but as long as he takes action and makes the right judgment calls, this looks like a positive shift. Any messages from your Uncle Henry? We live on through the love and lessons we leave behind. I feel like there's a need to not paint good memories with sorrow and allow yourself to not fight against what comes up by assigning it a positive memory connotation instead of feeling like, I almost feel like there's this feeling of if memories come up and I'm not sad, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. But it's like there's a memory he wants to share with you, but he doesn't want you to be sad. Forever Young by Bob Dylan. Was the bird that flew into my house a sign from Sean? Yes. Yes. Communication and the Tower. Queen of Swords in reverse. I'm trying to say what words couldn't. Is it a good idea to continue spending time with IU? Nope. I feel like this is keeping you in a holding pattern. Like it's making you feel disconnected from yourself or from your alignment or from your foundation. Am I on the right track to following the fire burning inside of me, the flame of finding my true self, health goals to achieve? I feel like there's a need to slow down. There may be certain things that feel more out of your ability to change than they are. Like there's some things that feel further out in the future on the other side of just regrounding. I feel like you've kind of been forward motion. So now there's not a need to sit and integrate what the forward motion has taught you. So before really engaging with that fire, because that's forward motion, sit with what the ashes taught you. So before engaging with the fire, sit with what the ashes taught you. So you're on the right track, yes, but don't miss that integration phase is why I think they came out in reverse. I'm going to need a bigger binder too. Yes. I'm working on those videos after this today, by the way. I'm finishing more of them. I'm a little behind because my internet was out for 5 days. When Jose talks about our separation and divorce to others, if any, does he purposely make me look like a villain and he the victim? Yes. I don't know if I would word it like that, but there is this energy of wanting to look like the one who learned more from it. Like, it's kind of giving like, oh, let bygones be bygones, but like I'm recovering. Like it's like more focused on how he's doing better now, which kind of feels like a mask. So I kind of feel like villain victim was played out. So maybe this is something that was very heavy in the beginning that isn't as heavy now. And now it's more shifted to like, I shouldn't be where I'm at, but I am, or I should have been broken, but I'm not, like from his perspective. Will Chad and I reunite? Will Chad and I reunite? I feel like you're going to have the opportunity to, but I don't really think that's in your best interest. Do I think you may do it and test the waters? Maybe. But I think when energy is exchanged again, you're going to kind of see that it's not feeling the same as it once was. What do I need to know about the relationships with my mother, my father? Any advice, please? I feel like there's a struggle with expression here, but then there's guilt or shame around the struggle with expression from them. So I feel like just know that it's not you interacting with them. It feels like it's you interacting with wounds that they didn't face till now. So I feel like there's a need to not take personally that they were only able to swim in the depth that they came to know themselves. You go back to this list. Can I trust Jim and hit the like? Oh, thank you. Can I trust Jim? I mean, yes and no. It feels like you can trust this person up until the point where it's them or you. Then it's like at that point, if I need to step on you, I will. But I don't think it's like intentionally going to sabotage anything. Just if I need to, I will type energy. Nope. Why did that not come up? There we go. Message for my nephew Johnny from his granny Jerry. You don't have to be afraid of the unknown because you're never alone in it. You're never alone in it. There's going to be something that Johnny engages in like a project or an interest or something. It feels like that's how he connects with Jerry or will connect with Jerry. Like there's going to be an interest he has that you're going to look at it and be like, oh, that's their connection. So I guess the message would be know that I'm with you in that interest. Maybe it's art, Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw. Message from my higher self about my blueprint journey, maybe with a song. Slide by Goo Goo Dolls. Can you whisper in my ear the things you want to feel? Hearing yourself out to unlock frozen emotions. Like you had to hear yourself out. Oh, this is literal. Literal hear yourself out. Okay. Blueprint journey. Can you audio record yourself for like set a time limit, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you are feeling, and just talk. Have no plan, have no structure, have no questions, have no nothing. If you want to stand in front of a mirror, that's fine, but just talk. I feel like there's something that's being, it's like a bucket that's ready to be emptied. You may cry. You may have an emotional release. That's fine, though. If that happens, it's because you're ready for it. 5 is change. It's sitting there. At least 7 minutes. At least 7 minutes, just talk. Have no plan. If words stop, just find the next word and use it like a train to continue more words. I feel like you're about to have some kind of breakthrough that comes through you. Like you provide it for yourself. What you feel is what you are, and what you are is beautiful. Oh, May, want to get married. Is May significant? May is 5, and 5 was the number on the dice. Dream home sealed. Oh. Wait, just like right now? That just happened? What do you mean? You just had it right now? You just had it right now? I feel like in this house saga, you wanted to test yourself. You wanted to show yourself what you could handle, because in the past, 9 of Pentacles in reverse is codependency. In the past, it's almost like in the past you were codependent on using the fear of failure in order to succeed, and this time you ran off of a different source of energy. You weren't just continuing on because you were fearing failing. You were continuing on because you knew that you had the capability to make something happen, which is like a different circuit board altogether. Why is this being so slow? Message from my guides, and what do I need to know with a song and a token? 18 Days by Saving Abel. Today's the 18th, isn't it? Couch potato. Either you just got done resting for about 18 days or you're about to give yourself a rest from something. You're transitioning from one state to the other. No, I feel like you're about to be resting. Allow yourself to just be. Like, take literally the next 18 days, whatever that leads to, and allow yourself to go with the flow without trying to force more out of yourself. If that means that you not fall behind, but like you aren't ahead of the schedule, that's okay. I feel like there's a need to get into receive mode, and that's why that's what's coming up. Why has my little brother been distant lately? Kind of is like kind of giving growing up, like King of Wands, Temperance in reverse, like the maturing is causing an imbalance. So like I'm trying to get my footing. I'm trying to, it kind of feels like hormones, to be honest with you. Like it just feels like I'm navigating new hormones, or no, that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like anything wrong. If it's not hormones, if he's older than what hormones would be in terms of affecting, then it's just like I'm in a funk and we'll get out of the funk. Is the highest bidder next week the best choice? I would say most likely, but don't jump into something too quickly. There's something that needs to be communicated in addition to highest bidder. So I don't know if it's like highest bidder and then agreeance to a certain time frame or something. It's like there's another qualification, but that is one of them. But don't rush it. So I would say yes, but don't rush it. Make sure that there's another side check mark or something like that. Is it time to go fully no contact with Jose? Would this create changes for either of us? I feel like no contact is going to make you want contact more than if you just don't set that definition, but just allow things to be as they are. Don't really make an effort, just let things flow. And if distance happens, allow it to happen. Would it create changes? I mean, the change is that each of you need to focus on yourself right now. It's like you're trying to pour something into something that right now is not moving forward. So focus that back on self. All right. Where's my mouse? How are Idaho friends doing? I've been thinking about Xana a lot. I know I have to do a reading on them again soon. I don't really know what to do a reading on now, though. Hold on. Queen of Pentacles fell on the floor. That's Xana. Xana and Ethan. Free. Drastically free. So I feel like maybe the families being able to start to, even though they aren't necessarily all happy with how things unfolded, there's forward movement for them, which seems to be positive for the 4. Message from S. Message from S. I keep trying to show you that you're exactly where you need to be. You're exactly where you need to be. Imagine by John Lennon. You're exactly where you need to be. You're exactly where you need to be, and you can be confident in the worst of the battle being behind you now. You made it through the worst of it. How is the NFL dealing with all Americans choosing to watch the alternative version of the Super Bowl halftime show? I didn't even know about that. What will they do, if anything? What does that? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. I'm just curious. I'm interested. Okay, so how is the NFL dealing with that? We need to stir up emotions. We need to stir up emotions and get people to watch. It kind of gives gonna throw a professional temper tantrum. I don't know how else to word that. Message for the rest of the month and a song and a token. Bent by Matchbox 20. Masks. Bent masks. I feel like there's a need to see things and observe them and not call them out. You're going to see people's masks bend or fall, but you're just meant to observe. It's like, in order for you to fully trust yourself, you had to have confirmation that you were right about something. You're getting the confirmation, but you're just meant to observe it. Message from Paul. The Best Friends card. Open Arms by Journey was on that. Our connection is strongest when you trust that I'm listening. I feel like you asked him for some kind of direction. Some kind of direction. His clue of direction for you is that the direction he did not want you to go, he gave you some kind of random resistance. Like things looked smooth and then out of nowhere there was resistance. That wasn't a punishment. That was him being like, nope, that's not That's not the best option. Save You a Seat by Alex Warren. Message from my higher self. Message from my higher self. I feel like there's a need to treat yourself, but it doesn't necessarily have to be with money. I feel like this is the energy of you water everyone else's seeds, but you don't really know what it's like to water your own. And doing that once can create some kind of ripple effect of growth. And I also feel like there's a need to restructure the foundation of something financial. Maybe it's investments. Maybe it's like you could save money by paying this off. Something like that. It's like some little thing starts a bigger ripple effect in terms of finances. Any messages from my daughter and a song? Oh. What's ahead of you is exactly what you've been preparing for. And it's making me think of how the eagle flies highest and the other birds can't fly that high. It's like you went very deep into your shadows, and now you've earned an equally high perspective from the depths that you were willing to look at within yourself. So this is like an acknowledgement of shadow work. Yeah, you didn't run from it, you sat with it. Because you were able to allow yourself to feel sadness, you're about to usher in some kind of equal joy. Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye is the song. Message from Celeste. Jumper by Third Eye Blind started playing with 1998 edit, so maybe that's significant. There's something you need to let go of because love is about moving forward, not holding on to pain. Love is about moving forward, not holding on to pain. There's a lesson behind every emotion. No emotion is void. They're all teachers. The world was on the bottom. And Don't Blink by Kenny Chesney with Let It Go Balloon. Will tomorrow's fair be successful? Will tomorrow's fair be successful? Yes, because you learned something from last time that you're incorporating this time. And if there's something you learned last time that you're like, oh, should I incorporate that? If you incorporate it, you'll be more successful. Will barter trade alternative methods of exchange become mainstream in the future? Are we returning to more simple ways of living? Not yet. Right now, there's a grip of control that is making things head in the opposite direction of that. There could be a rebirth because death's here, but right now it's going in the opposite direction. Can you see anything with my son's health? Oh, I did this one. I didn't do the doggy part though. Anything from my doggy little boy and his dad? Communication. There's something that you're getting pieces of the answer. So don't think that you're behind by not having a solid answer yet. You're being given pieces of it at a time. You're coming into a deeper understanding of something. So I want to say, don't rush to come up with a final decision until you're confident that you have all of the pieces of data. Is now the time to have another baby? I feel like as long as you are confident that you're financially ready, that would be my only holdup here. Is maybe not even like, are you financially ready, so much as like, is there anything financial that you need to like take care of and get off of a stress table before? So wrap up loose ends financially, and then as soon as you feel confident in that, I feel like time is good. What are my spirit guides trying to tell me? Something that keeps popping up is popping up because you're not meant to be letting go of it yet. Not a person, an idea, a change, a mindset shift, something you're good at, a talent, a skill. It's like something you tried to leave in the past keeps biting at your heels because you're not meant to leave it in the past. Message for the week and a token. Trying to get one at the bottom. It's one of those candle things for Hanukkah. So for the week, in between now and Christmas, Hanukkah time, whatever feels like there's no path forward, you're going to find a path forward. So even if the path isn't clear yet, there's some kind of change coming that's going to show you there was actually an option where your brain was convincing you there was no choice to be made. Dare You to Move by Switchfoot. Any messages today? Just because some kind of plan hasn't necessarily shown the fruits of your labor yet doesn't mean that they're not budding. You are worried about something not getting off the ground. The timing is just off. It's getting off the ground a little bit later, but it is getting off the ground. And there's some kind of lesson in not giving up on yourself in the interim that's being learned through that. Message from guides about today. What do you need to know about today? Emotions are teachers, not punishments. Don't push it back down when it rises to the surface, because then you'll just have to deal with it later. So if something rises to the surface, don't look at, only ask yourself, how do I word this? What is this emotion trying to show me about permission I'm not granting myself? So this emotion comes up, let's say it's anger. Where am I not granting myself permission to express passion? Something like that. Correlate the emotion with what it's trying to bring up. Oh, I owe you guys a giveaway still. I have to do the giveaway for that deck. I'm going to do that today. Aaron is helping me get my life on track. So I'm going to do that giveaway today, and it's going to be the full-size Whispers of the Unsolved, and I'm going to include a mini with it because I found some of them. So I'm going to do that after this, or sometime today. I just remembered. Matter of fact, Linda, can you please email me and And tell me I just said that so I don't forget if you're still in here. Oh, I lost my place. Hold on. Oh, thank you. Let's see what you need to know. I kind of want to say the same thing I said to Christine earlier. Give yourself 10 solid minutes to talk something through with yourself. I feel like the perspective shift that's going to come from that is going to create a ripple effect of seeing yourself as capable in ways that you were overthinking. How does Jen feel about the family right now? There's been distance. Is it her choice or because of her boyfriend? Boyfriend. It's like he's like viewing the family as like a competition. Like if they're getting your energy or if they're getting your attention, I'm not. It kind of feels like that. It's not don't go near them so much as it is like give me your attention, not them. It feels like that. And there's something like validation wise that she feels like she's getting from his support, which is why that's happening. Like you make me feel more seen than they do. You make me feel more heard than they do. That's what I meant by that. Message from guides to help my mom with her healing. My Sacrifice by Creed is playing. Hold on, that caught my attention. It's been, hello, my friend. We meet again. It's been a while. Where should we begin? Feels like forever. Connecting with the past parts of herself, like journaling, grounding, inner child work, rebuilding brick by brick, starting with self-trust, befriending herself again. I would say find like a journal or a book or like something that would be a commitment. So I'm going to read this book. I'm going to do this journal. See it through to the end and then look at what that did for self-trust and then build on that. Thank you, Linda. I just saw it pop up. Will the underbidder come back with a new offer? Will the underbidder? I don't think they're done yet. I think they're thinking about it. I think they'd still underbid, though. I think even if they rebid, it's going to be an underbid. Or I don't know if this is a thing for them to be like, well, do you want to reconsider my original bid? It kind of feels like that. Okay, go back to this list. Is it important to go to the ruins with my son today or land near the ruins? I mean, this would be important. There's nothing bad going to happen. I would say, yeah, this looks like there's something you're going to get out of it. It may just be a couple hammers on this little nail here, but that's important when you're building this whole thing. So it might not be something profound, but I feel like there's benefit in it. Thank you. Any messages for the weekend? Any messages for the weekend? A higher recommitment to action. A lot of red, so grounding. Pick one place in your environment that you can upkeep, whether it's like even just like a junk drawer that you unjunk or something like that. one little thing like that, if you can do that by the end of the weekend, it makes the week going forward start on a whole new leaf than the previous one did. New member, thank you. If you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. If you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. If the roots are deep, the tree can be taller because it has more support. So trust that the depth of your roots are going to support your growth. My new home deal signed last week. I'm in the energy of securing the best person to purchase, even if the survey reports show work needed. Any insight? Your new home deal sealed last week. You're in the energy of securing the best person to purchase. Releasing vulnerability around change. Releasing vulnerability around change. Could you look up like your specific thing that you're looking at in terms of buyer? Could you look up like signs to look for or steps? Like there's some kind of template that if you fill in the pieces of data you have into this particular template, it basically gives you the answer. Does that make sense? It's like you have the data points necessary because there's a need to release vulnerability around change of approach, needing to prove decision, something around intuition and change and releasing control feels important. Okay, where's my mouse? Blue October is the song playing, and it has an astronaut on it. And it's October. Blue October. Blue October. Blue is kind of giving the color in the veins before it comes out. There's something going back to the template is what I keep getting. Okay, let me keep going. Will feds reopen John O'Keefe's death investigation after Karen's civil trial concludes? They have enough to, but they're holding back from it. I don't think unless they're forced to. I don't think they're really trying to do that. Will it eventually come out? I feel like somebody eventually slips up on the cover story, but I think it's a distance away. And by slips up on the cover story, I don't mean just like tells a friend. I mean like something starts to come out, but I feel like it's some time away. Oh, my internet went down? You can see me now, right? Oh, you mean with the codex? Yeah. Woo. That was a whole thing. Have my family seen the truth after my sister and brother-in-law were home? Seeing it and acknowledging it are two different things. This is like, I opened my eyes to it, but I don't want to see it, so I'm not trying to. Are you still being scapegoated? Yes. It's easier that way. We already committed to that, so why would we change it now? I would say yes. Message from my guides. a redirection of energy. It feels like you're pouring energy that you need for something else into something that's not returning. You're not getting a return on that investment of energy. So pull it away from where you're not getting a return and pour it into something that can help you move forward. It's like you can see clearly when you're pouring into this that it's not yielding a return on your efforts. Message from my grandfather. Hook by Blues Traveler is playing, and it caught my attention. Maybe he likes the blues or something. I wish I could tell you that I still whisper to you in moments of doubt. Okay, so what does this song say? Some inner truth or vast reflection, but I've said nothing so far, and I can keep it up as long as it takes. You don't have quit in you. He's acknowledging that most people would have quit right now in this certain circumstance that keeps persistently testing you. So there's a need to acknowledge that it's hard because most people would have quit by now. You've mastered it where most people would have stopped trying. Or you're on your way to mastering it. I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack is the song. Am I meant to get my own car soon, or should I stick to the car sharing program for now? I feel like money's not where it needs to be yet. I feel like there's a need to work on getting more of a not Easter egg, nest egg. There's a need to save more. I feel like not yet. And there's also something you're meant to be learning from the car sharing program that hasn't all the way been incorporated yet. Maybe it's time management. Maybe it's managing internal dialogue around frustrations. It's something like that. And then also the money element. Oh, May was your mom's birthday. I love that. Token. It's a carrot on a string. Carrot on a string. Someone was unable to get you to step out of character, or like if it's not a person, then it's just a test of life. You were tested to see if you'd step out of character and you didn't. And now because of that, new level unlocked. It's kind of giving eyes behind your head. It's like you're about to see something that you weren't able to see before as a reward for not stepping out of character. My mouse is stuck. Where am I on my spiritual journey, and has the Blueprint Codex helped me so far? Where are you on your spiritual journey? Releasing wounds around whatever happened that made you view the world in like a defensive way for some time. Whatever like scared you about the world or made you shut down from the world. It's like that's the piece you're working on reintegrating that version of yourself from a place of compassion. Oh yeah, look, because that's a child. Has it helped you? It's giving you a new outlook on that, a new outlook on your ability to do that. Where am I? My friend Kurt passed away unexpectedly. Is he okay? And what happened? Okay, so they all fell onto the floor, and the one that was up, there is something you haven't considered. Look in a different direction. Page of Swords in reverse. Kind of gives something from the past affecting me in a way I wasn't expecting. Calling All Angels by Train. Is he okay? Yes. I feel like, see how the target's there and this is there? That's very similar. I feel like he's saying it was his time to go. It's kind of like a ticking time bomb. Something from the past caught up out of nowhere unexpectedly. Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton is the song. But I feel like he's okay. It's almost like he's like, okay, good. It was my time. Like, that's kind of the vibe I get. Like, oh, I like it up here better than down there. That's the vibe I get from him. Is this person from the past coming in to close a cycle or start a new one? Close a cycle. Close a cycle of you showing up for people more than they showed up for you. Closing a cycle of over-giving just to receive. Does my aunt Laverne, right? Yeah, Laverne. Does my aunt Laverne have a message for me? One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey. What happened that you didn't see? I've tried to show you in dreams. What image keeps repeating? I feel like this is a message of you weren't prepared for what you went through and you wouldn't have chosen it to happen that way. But looking back, who you are now is so much more grounded in, like, you're able to be grounded in the version of yourself that you are now because of that hard time. You still would have been the same person in some senses, but not as secure in it. So a release of the expectation of who you thought you had to be seems important. You just ate. How is my health? How's my health? Kind of want to say not really getting better, but not really getting worse. It feels like you're at a standstill in some way. It feels like there's something that is not all the way great, but it hasn't all the way been figured out yet. Like maybe it's like a lack of mobility or a lack of energy or something like that, that feels a little off, but not catastrophic, but it's not making progress. I feel like there's a need to dig deeper into something because there is a solution or there is progress to be made. Will me and T ever talk again, or has he forgotten about me? He's hard to read and I'm confused. Lack of communication, feeling locked out in the cold, lack of community. I feel like this person is kind of shutting you out, not necessarily because of you, but because there's something that they're not ready to see within themselves that you require them to see. So they're being hard to read on purpose is what I'm saying. They're shutting down so that you can't see them more. So I feel like right now you're meant to be focusing on your path is how I would word that. King of Wishful Thinking by Newfound Glory. It's like this person wants to be ready for something that they're not ready for is kind of what the vibe is. My husband's bosses are terrible to their employees and treat them like crap. When should he start looking for other work? We're not making it on the income he makes there. Oh, that's a release and it fell onto the floor. Release, put down the burden. You're only going to stress yourself out here. I feel like he should start looking now, but not make any action until something's like solidified. But I feel like until he starts looking, at least he's going to keep feeling like he's betraying himself. Whereas even if he's there, but looking for something else, it feels less like self-betrayal. It's like getting the ball in motion. Are we going to relocate to the Northeast soon? I would say no. It feels like there's something in the planning stages that isn't in alignment with that working right now. An unexamined hurdle. Message from my higher self. I just saw 6 of Wands in reverse. That felt significant. Whatever sense of hopelessness you feel right now is connected to a major lesson in communication. Communicating your way into the data you need. It's making me think of this behavioral guy I was listening to in the car yesterday, where he was saying, in order to get information, don't ask questions, make statements, and let people correct you. Like, if his example was, if you want to know how much money somebody makes, you say, oh, I heard that you guys just got bumped up to $25 an hour. And they would say, oh, no, we only make 17. Like, that feels significant, like gathering intel that way. Oh, yes, I will do this with that deck. She's talking about the deck. I don't know where I put it. The one that looks like blueprint-esque. Yeah, I'll maybe I'll put some spreads in there for that. Do I become friends with PB again? He said he didn't believe what the neighbors said. I'd kind of rather you not, although I don't think it would be an issue for you two. I just feel like this is too close for comfort. Like, you see it for what it is. I feel like it's too close for comfort. 8 of Swords in reverse on the bottom. Freedom. I would say no. What are the unseen benefits other than financially by having my second storage unit emptied by the 28th? I have emptied about 70% of the contents already, giving stuff away, selling what I can. It's mainly just money. You know, King of Wands in reverse would be loosening a grip on control. King of Cups in reverse would be, are you able to maintain emotional mastery over stress when you don't necessarily know what comes next? It feels like the main thing is money, though. It can start more of a ripple effect if you show that same formula of loosening control in other approaches, but I don't think it's necessarily like immediate. I think the immediate thing is money. Who are my guides, and are they concerned about anything right now? One second. Are they concerned about anything? No, because whatever they were concerned about, you fixed it. You already did this. This honestly kind of feels like this is a future version of you that's coming through as the guide in this case. Not that you don't have other guides, but this one feels like future you saying, I was worried about something and you knew I was, but you already fixed it. So just focus on continuing to pour into whatever that was. Oh, yeah. Is my landlord going to try and set me up when they come in Tuesday to do a survey? I'm so on edge. Are they going to try to set you up? They're going to see if there's anything they can use against you that would be valuable, so just don't give them anything. I don't think they're able to come in and set you up, but I think that they're looking for if there's something they can use if they want to do that. But I don't think that's the intention right from the start. So again, there's nothing I can do about being scapegoated. I thought it was going to pan out, scapegoating. What you're meant to be doing is paying attention to the ways in which it affects you, and not letting the water from other people's ocean get in your boat and sink it, because that'll prevent you from moving forward, and their opinions don't matter. Only your opinions about yourself do. It's kind of giving that quote, who cares what they think about you when they don't even like themselves? When someone is just pouring problems onto another individual that isn't even in the room, it's because they're not even considering taking accountability in their role anyway. So this feels to be what you're meant to be doing about it, is maintaining the way in which you don't let it affect you. I feel like I need to use tarot for some reason. Hold on. I feel like there's some kind of decision that you're being guided to make. It's like right now you're back and forth, but you don't know until you try. When you try, you're going to surprise yourself in the way that things move forward once you make a decision and start to act on it. All right, last one here. I'm going to close super chats after this one. Message for my daughter from her dad. Collide by Howie Day just started playing, but I feel like that's for you, not her. You Are Not Alone by Michael Jackson. Oh, for both of you. Collide. Everyone's colliding. It's a family reunion. 4th of July and the number 4. I kid you not. The challenge you're facing is teaching you who is truly there for you in difficult times. Of course. He's like, there's a quality that you two share, you and your daughter, and he's highlighting that being her golden ticket in ways that she doesn't realize yet. I almost want to say it's like a quirk, but it's like a quirk that makes any false start into an opportunity for a new beginning if you just choose to see it that way. Resilience, I guess, is the word. Highlighting that. And the ice cream truck is about to go by. Maybe that's significant. And it's 12:43. 143 with a 2. So I love you to both of you. Anyway, that's what my brain does with numbers. Oh, this moved. Hold on. It feels like I've been in rock bottom for a while. When will the tides change? Which area of my life will transform first? I feel like in 8 months, you're going to start to see things that have been persistent for some time, one by one, slowly start to depressurize. Not all at once, but slowly. What area? Strategy. It's like the things that you spend time planning, and it's like your plans don't go accordingly. You're going to start to see your plans actually working according to what your plan was. It doesn't feel like a specific area. It just feels like in general. Home equity line of credit or use my current income to pay off my debts. Home equity line of credit or use my current income. Home equity line of credit. I feel like this is going to cause some kind of scattering, like everything's going to feel all over the place, whereas this is just like, yep, we heal and we put down the burden. I would say home equity. Are we going to be living in Nashville for a while? This is kind of giving like feet planted for now. So I would say yes. Not anticipating any changes, no hurdles that are going to cause things to shift. And it's not that you're kind of making progress towards something else right now. It feels like yes. Am I misreading R's signals, and is there romance in my future? Misreading signals, I would say yes, because see how he's looking over at the garden and it's upside down? So I feel like there is something being misread. Yeah, his signal is being misread. I almost feel like it's purposeful, though. Maybe like putting out... What is that called? I can't think of the word right now. When you purposefully misinterpret things, or when you purposely put out incorrect signals. Is there romance in your future? Yes, but I don't think with this person. Her birthday is December 4th. He's like, let me be direct with this. Oh, that's funny. Message to Grace from her grandmother, Eileen, and a song. Message to Grace. Take It Easy by the Eagles, a reference to New Year's. June, July, or August holds important connection between us. So June, July, or August, and New Year's is being highlighted. A restoration of hope by New Year's that she earned in the summer. She earned some kind of restoration of hope that's coming by New Year's because of something that she did in the summer. It's kind of giving no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Something like that happened where Grace didn't think anyone saw an act of kindness, but her grandmother's like, I saw it, and I'm going to give you a reward for it. What is AG agenda towards me after I bumped into him doing a workshop last week after what he's done and dropped out of college after? Is he still using? No, this looks like positive progress here in some regard. I've taken action to heal because I'm starting to see myself as more valuable than I did when I was betraying myself in that way. Is he still speaking with Dottie? I would say yes. Maybe not as much, though. Maybe less communication, but they're both upright. All right, I'm going to do like 3 more. And then I want to show you all how the mat works really quick. And then I'm going to hop off. Message for MG from Stewie. And is Stewie one of his guides? Whatever fell apart was just clearing the ground so that something better could be rebuilt. So trust that what didn't work out was really just creating space for something that actually could. Is Stewie one of his guides? Two of Swords and the World kind of gives Casper. Like, I float here, I float there. You can't see me, but you can feel me. I'm always there. Yeah, I would say yes. Message from my daughter Anna from her grandfather and father to let her know how amazing she is, a mother with a song and a token. Ah. What I want you to remember about me is how much joy our time together brought me. I feel like that's the message, is that her just being herself is exactly what her kid or children will need. Like, her at her most self-love, allowing herself to embrace that self is exactly the direction, the guidance. Like, she being referenced as a lighthouse. Like, her happy is a lighthouse, and it's important to continue to pour into herself because she deserves that, and it's also a light for others. It feels like that was taken away by no choice of her own before, and she fought really hard to get that back. So don't focus on any darkness, just focus on the lighthouse that you've become, is the message. Dance with My Father by Luther Vandross is the song. No, I think I did a video. So go check really quick. Whatever, I think it's on the members page, the members video. I think it's on the members page. I think you just had a comment. But I'm going to do it in a couple hours. So if you didn't do it yet, go look at it. Hold on one second. My mom texted me and she is Gavin. You guys want to see Gavin? They took him out to lunch. He's sitting at the bar. Okay. I want to show you all the map. You do not need this for the codex, but I made it for the codex because it's meant to help unpack any kind of download, essentially. I need to move stuff. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so it's meant to be used with an 8-sided die, or you can just, if you don't have one, you can think of a number and then pull the card and then look at what the number correlates to. Hold on, I have a lot of stuff here. I don't know if I have enough room. Okay, you can't see the whole thing, but kind of. Okay, so what you do is 8-sided die, roll. So we got number 2. So box 1, we're going to go to number 2. What's the background noise? So with the codex, what I've been doing is open the book to a random page. So we're law of correspondence. You might attract people who criticize you in the exact way you criticize yourself. You might feel abandoned and realize you've been emotionally abandoning your own needs. You might feel ignored and realize how rarely you pause to truly listen to your own thoughts. So we're doing this on listening to your own thoughts and recognizing how other people may be highlighting what you need to address within yourself. So we have background noise. What's the background noise here? Justice. The background noise is, what do you know to be true about yourself when you're not in a state of heightened emotions? When you're balanced, when you're grounded, do you think those negative things about yourself, or do you only have those voices play when you're stressed or when you're under pressure? Number 5, the firewall rule. King of Pentacles in reverse. Self-worth. Other people's judgments are highlighting, do you believe that about yourself or not? This is an opportunity to show you don't believe that about yourself. Let me take that comment. Okay. Number 4, overload point. What's the overload point? Self-betrayal. How far do you let the internal dialogue progress before you say, I don't align with this. This is not my voice. I need to address it. Mirror feedback. What is this showing you about yourself? The lesson in your own divinity. Knowing that your light will trigger other people's insecurities, but that doesn't mean you need to accept that projection as your own. Healing. 10 of Swords in reverse fell on the ground. Now, patch integration. So what needs to be put over this and integrate it into your system? Hope. Giving yourself something to look forward to. Giving yourself somewhere to focus that's not behind you. Energy signature. In the past, you would allow other people's judgments that played out as internal dialogue stop you from moving forward. Now you're not doing that anymore. Collective loop. The Sun in reverse. Temporary dissatisfaction. This too shall pass. Knowing that others' inability to see you is just leading you into seasons where people who will see you will be available. And reset intention. What intention needs to be reset? Hanged Man in reverse. How long are you willing to put your life on pause because you're listening to the voices of other people who are projecting onto you their own incapabilities? So that's the mat, and that's how it works. It's on my Stand Store. It's on my Fourth Wall account. I think I linked it at the top too. I don't know if I took that down yet, but that's where it is. That's how it works. I'm going to be doing more readings with this. I'm going to do a whole series with this mat, actually, probably starting this week. Okay, so announcements. I'm behind on everything right now, so please be patient with me this week as I catch up. My internet was down for literally an entire week as soon as the codex started, so that was a problem. But it's fixed now, so if you're waiting on something from me, I'm getting everything out this week. Readings hopefully will be done by the end of this week, beginning of next week. Mat is on Fourth Wall. I have minis restocked. I need to go eat. I'm hungry. My brain stopped. Thank you for being here. I will see you all soon.